Tom Homan is going to be the head of Homeland Security, all right? Yeah, former ICE head, and he's going to be the border czar, whatever. And Pat Gray is very excited about this, as you might imagine. Why Tom Homan is the perfect choice to end the border crisis. Hey, man, from your lips to God's ears, it's only supposed to take 24 hours. So I promise I will wait a full 48 before I start pointing and laughing.
Today, here's what Tom Homan said about mass deportation.
Yeah, this is going to be your ICE guy, our border czar. Thank you.
Trump, he was suing the sanctuary cities, DOJ suing the sanctuary cities, pulling federal funds. Of course, day one, when Joe Biden came in office, he stopped that lawsuit. So that has to be put back in place. And look, I've seen some of these Democratic governors say they're going to stand in the way. They're going to make it hard for us. Well, a suggestion: if you're not going to help us, get the hell out of the way, but we're going to do it. So if we can't,
we saw this clip before or whatever. And by the way, they're not saying they're going to get in the way. They're just not going to let you commandeer their National Guard and their sheriffs and their sheriff departments and their state police, because if they do, then nobody's ever going to call the cops again because they think they work for the federal government. In a bunch of these fucking red and purple states, by the way. A lot of them already think this. Tennessee, Michigan, there's a bunch of areas where they don't call the cops at all because they think they're jackbooted thugs working for the fucking UN.
New York City. And we may have to double the number of agents we send in New York City.
Right. And you're going to have to pay for it. And that will have to go through Congress. And Congress will have to raise the money or find the money to do it.
Because we're going to do the job. We're going to do the job without you or with you. But it's much easier to arrest a bad guy. Like I just said, we're concentrating on public safety threats of human and national security threats.
Right. Which is exactly what every administration does. Again. Yeah. Hold on real quick. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So, U.S. 68 billion in 2016, and then let's see, budget for Customs and Border Patrol Agency. Yeah, $25.9 billion to meet the core budget requirements for critical funding U.S. Customs and Border Patrol. Department of Education is $68 billion. They're going to use those cuts to double it.
Much easier to arrest a bad guy in the jail. Give us access to Rikers Island that we've been kicked out of. Let us get the bad guy in the jail. It's safer for the alien. It's safer for the officer. It's safer for the community.
Wow. This guy doesn't care. Yeah. What you think or say about him. He's going to get the job done.
Your sanctuary cities, your governors who are going to try to stop you from enforcing federal law, but...
Nope. They're not going to stop you from enforcing federal law. They're just not going to aid you and let you commandeer their people, because there's a myriad of other reasons why once you do that, you can't undo that.
No.
We'll just send more agents.
Yeah, we're going to make...
And... one of the concerns of New York and why they don't want them to give them access to Rikers Island is because their fear is they take these motherfuckers and they dump them in Mexico. They take them. These people get 20 years for murder, and then Homan will roll in, take these people who've gotten 20 years in prison for murder, and they take them and they drop them out in northern Mexico. They're free. And again, like I said, if you're an Iranian saboteur and terrorist, all you got to do, according to the Trump doctrine, is fuck around with electrical grids, mess around with computers, cut fucking phone lines, sabotage all over the country, and then if they're on your trail, just kill somebody. Not a cop, because they might shoot you then, but just a citizen. Just kill a citizen. And what will the Trump administration do? Give you a free ticket back to Iran. Free ticket home. That's the strategy. I'm not kidding.
Plus, we'll arrest you if we have to. Go ahead.
I like it. I actually like that.
Yeah, here's a flashback for a time when Homan and Representative Jayapal were going at it.
So good.
Please respect the chair's authority.
I respect the chair's authority, but the chair...
Mr. Homan!
You work for me. I'm a taxpayer.
Nah, it's great.
I'm a taxpayer. You work for me.
Good for you.
Will suspend.
Yeah, why? Again, you do realize when you interrupt like that or you do those kind of things, you can't say what you're supposed to say within the time allotted and that kind of stuff, or in your answering, you'll get another shot at it. You're just pissing on the flag. You think you're fucking with her, but you're not.
That's
awesome.
This guy. I love this guy. And I know we got a longer montage or something of his greatest hits coming up. What, in overtime probably? But we just had even more breaking news. Now I can't find. Everyone is saying that that this next clip we're gonna play of Kash Patel is he's gonna be your next CIA director.
Yeah, that's not happening.
So help me, that has to be true. You have to see this clip. This is the guy that's about to be appointed as the next CIA director.
By the way, there is no fucking way that was ever going to happen. They already said, who is it? This one. Where are we here? Hold on 1 second. Yeah, John Ratcliffe.
You're going to love this.
You need a 24/7 declassification office, whatever you want to call it. Transparency, truth, whatever, I don't care. Sits in the White House, reports directly to you, and you take incoming from the United States of America. I want JFK. I want the 9/11 files. I want this. I want that.
Jeffrey Epstein. No, well, not. Yeah, well, I mean, obviously some stuff you can't. You don't want to do that or whatever. I want. So that would be your job. Like you would sit there. You could probably still have that. You wouldn't have to be the CIA head. You could do that from inside the White House. You could still do that, right? Okay. And I would say to the Biden administration, declassifying all the Epstein files, if there are any left to declassify. That's the other question, too. A lot of this stuff is like leftover mythology that they have more than they have shown in some cases. Maybe they have on a bunch of these fronts. I wouldn't doubt that there's a lot left over from the Epstein files that haven't come out yet. Some of it for legal reasons, some of it because of compromise, and they have it on people. There's probably a bunch of other reasons, right? Or a bunch of other areas where they haven't released stuff, from UFOs to JFK and that kind of stuff. But I mean, the background, like the Matt Gaetz files, how about those? Right? Maybe I should be able to request those. You're going to be super transparent. Let's see what the the ethics committee and the DOJ has on Matt Gaetz. Okay. Again, they're setting a standard. They are setting a standard, and they have to live up to that standard, or they're just full of shit. And you're like, well, what power will it be to call them as full of shit? It will have that power because you'll at least not with them, but with the people that allegedly support them, the fuzzies. And those fuzzies have to be convinced to go otherwise when we get to the midterms, and this will be how you do it.
All the FBI, and this is a tool, this is something we didn't cover. What the deep state uses the most to cover up their corruption is an illegal application of the classification system. Remember the Lovebirds text from, this is a beauty, the Lovebirds text from FBI, DOJ land, Russiagate, Strzok and Page were texting each other. They were running the Russiagate investigation against Trump. They were the head of the counterintelligence unit at the FBI, and they're having an extramarital affair together. Can't make this stuff up. They're sending each other
Sure you can.
texts about how much they hate Trump and are
which is totally justified whether they're fucking or
going
not.
to create an insurance policy to stop Trump. Then
Well, that's because they'd seen the evidence and they thought it would be compelling.
we finally find those text messages. You know what the FBI and DOJ do for like a year? Redact them to congressional investigators and congressional men and women running the oversight of their
Right. And now we know what they say, and it's just two people talking. What I would like to say is if you're serious about that, then how about all the grand jury transcripts from the Mueller investigation? I mean, right? I mean, if there's nothing there, there's nothing there. I gotta say, I mean, will I be one of the people who asks immediately for a FOIA of those documents on, day one of the Trump administration? I think everybody should. I think Legal AF should do it. I think Mueller, she wrote, should do it. I think every major news organization should do it. If they're going to run on is transparency, then let us see the grand jury. If this is all bullshit and it's concocted, and we'll be able to tell from the transcripts, oh my God, they made this stuff up, or they directed, you could tell by the way they're talking to the grand jury that they controlled all these people and made them vote to indict when they shouldn't have and all that stuff, then fine. Well, I'm an American citizen. I can think for myself. Release all that shit so I can make up my own mind.
Agency. That's just one example.
It's a dumb example. It is a completely nutless example. It is a fucking worthless example. Neither of these people had a secret plan to undermine him. They just had evidence they thought would be enough. They knew who he was. They knew what he was up to. They had seen the evidence that had not been shared with the public, and they had no idea that people would drag their fucking feet as long as they did.
But it gets even better. Here's the deep state full circle. Just last week, do you know what Strzok and Page received from the Department of Justice?
What?
A $1.5 million payout to settle a lawsuit that Strzok and Page brought for the improper disclosure of their personal text messages on.
Right. Yeah. That's right, stupid. And that's not going to change. You motherfuckers are going to go and try and do this to other people. They're going to do the same thing, and they're going to win. And if they don't, that's going to undermine any recourse people around you think they'll have in the future. So they'll just let it hang. It's like the Jan 6 people. He's going to pardon a bunch of these people, and 6 of these motherfuckers are going to kill their family members or shoot someplace up. And it's going to be like, oh, Trump just dumped these Jan 6ers on the street again, and they're all still dyed-in-the-wool QAnon who think that fucking Hillary Clinton is wearing Trump's skin.
FBI phones. And the DOJ just rewarded them.
No, they lost the case. They didn't reward them. Your DOJ violated their civil rights. They lost a case. Because you guys are fucking stupid.
They broke the law. They broke the chain of command. They broke every regulation there is in the FBI.
No, they did not.
They weaponized the system of justice against a political target they hated. We found those text messages.
Which had nothing to do with any of that plot. It was just their personal communications about how they felt about it. Not any actions that they took that were in violation of that law. And in terms of, and you had no right to look for them in the first place because they weren't engaged in any criminality in the first place. And so it was unlawful search and seizure, a violation of their Fifth Amendment protections, or their Fourth Amendment protections.
And we got them declassified finally in full when I became Deputy Director of National Intelligence.
Right. And it was a shrug. Nobody gave a fuck. Didn't mean anything.
And the world has now seen them and they can read them. And that's the best form of transparency. That's why I want this.
I agree. All the other here's what I want. How about the Secret Service texts from January 6th? Yeah, man. Declassify all internal White House communications. Don't classify these motherfuckers. All White House communications that are still, on any format, anywhere. White House visitor logs, man. Request the White House visitor logs from Trump's first presidency. How about that? Don't give me this shit about whether or not these fuckers were talking about them thinking that that somehow the details they had against Trump would ultimately end him, which is what they were talking about, or that they were fucking. I don't care.
24/7 declassification office. Don't have me regurgitate it to you. Read it. Get the document.
Yeah, get the documents. First thing I want, all the Epstein files. Second thing I want every visitor log for the White House during Trump's entire presidency. Thirdly, I want every communication from the White House to other people that had anything to do with, not direct bill-related conversations internal to the workings of the United States that are covered by genuine national security that happened on the 10 days leading up to January 6th. Every fucking one of them. And we won't get shit. Shut the fuck up.
Let's get the files, get the memos.
Nonsense. Garbage. Bullshit.
But the deep state came full circle and gave these guys a payday.
No, they didn't. There's no deep state. You fucked up. You couldn't get what you wanted without violating their civil rights, and then you overstepped and did it anyways, and you lost the fucking case. And even what you found didn't lead to a material crime. They did not arrange for a way to make sure he never steps foot into the White House or never becomes president, which is what they were talking about. That never happened. It was hopeful bravado. That's it.
For rigging a presidential election and breaking the law.
Wow.
So now you know what happens.
Wow.
That's step one. Step two, get America the truth. And that's what that office would be for.
And your next CIA director.
So that's for sure.
Nonsense. No, it's not for sure.
I've seen
Is that confirmed?
multiple
or we're
reports.
Just speculating?
I'm just not seeing it from.
Because I haven't heard it.
From Trump? No, it's not happening.
An official announcement.
Just fucking stupid. I mean, the stupidest thing is Matt Gaetz for AG. Although he just resigned his seat, but maybe that's to stop the ethics investigation.
Announcement yet, but he's a great choice. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. That's how sick we are of this stuff. Uh-huh. He's just putting no.
You mean that your bloviated fantasy isn't actually going to play out and you're a complete dipshit? And so you'll take anyone, no matter how coked out or fucked up they are, lying to your face while farting on you? You won't care. You just don't. Because you want your lie to be the truth so bad that you don't care where the next lie comes from. Just as long as it gets like jacked up, as long as the lie gets bigger and more elaborate. Because it's about a dopamine high from believing bullshit.
No nonsense people into these roles to get things done. So be it.
Yeah, hey.
Get the things done.
Simon Ateba says he's named him.
Oh.
So there you go.
Okay.
I like it.
Also, that didn't happen. That's gibberish. Apparently, it's rat.
Good. That's great.
So good. I mean, this is...
Kash Patel will not be... He'll probably be like deputy DNI under Tulsi is the idea.
Oh, man.
But again, just like you opened the show, Pat, high expectations.
Yes. Very high. Higher than last time, really.
And I appreciate that. I'm glad. So that when the rug pull comes... it'll be that much more painful. Last time, you were just standing on the rug. This time, you're standing on a ladder on a coffee table on a rug with arms full of glass and a giant mirror you're trying to hang. Just holy shit. Now, granted, hold on. Matt Gaetz resigns from Congress after Attorney General nod. Effectively nominated to serve the resignation, which was announced hours after Gaetz received the Attorney General nod, was described by Johnson as a way to speed up the process of filling a House seat to lessen the impacts on being one member down in the narrow GOP majority next year. But the larger impact of the resignation, the House Ethics Committee, which was in its final stages, will be effectively dead. Right. Yeah, the larger impact of the resignation is that House Ethics Committee investigation to Gaetz, which was in its final stages, will be effectively dead. The panel will have no jurisdiction to investigate Gaetz since he is no longer a member of Congress, and its findings may never see the light of day. Well, I mean, obviously, they will, because the Senate will see them. A major boon for Gaetz as he prepares to face an already skeptical Senate. Yeah, they're going to want to see that shit. And they're going to want to talk about it. And believe me, Democrats are going to get copies of that. Also, the most transparent, I guess, the most transparent White House in history, according to Kash Patel, will hand this shit out like fucking jelly beans. Once a member is no longer a member of Congress, the ethics has no jurisdiction. Told reporters on Wednesday. So if Matt Gaetz were to be appointed as Attorney General, the ethics investigation that is currently ongoing would cease at that point. Right, but it could be, germane to it. Also, there's still, again, an actual case that he had sexual relations with a 17-year-old girl. And that's going to come up. That's going to be a really contentious hearing. And I think they're probably going to defend him the way they defended Kavanaugh. Except Kavanaugh is not a five-headed scumbag with a history of sexual assault and drugging underage girls like this guy is alleged to have done. He was just a dopey beer drinking dipshit that everybody felt sorry for. Nobody's going to feel sorry for this motherfucker. Why would the DOJ drop it, though? It's not the DOJ, it's the House. And the DOJ is not in charge of that particular investigation. That's a state charge in Florida. And there may be, I mean, the federal trafficking charge would be the big one that he will have to address. That would be ongoing. And he would have to, in theory, still legally, he would not have the ability to oversee his own. I mean, he could backseat it or something, right? No, this is all about the Congressional Ethics Committee stuff. It just said if he becomes AG, it would immediately stop at that point, is the idea. The congressional probe into this. Gaetz' figures later, DOJ declined to charge him with a crime. That was before. But they declined to do this even before the Ethics Committee went after him. That's not new. That's been around. That's since Merrick Garland has been at the helm. In September, he said he would no longer voluntarily participate in the nosy ethics probe and would not comply with his subpoena, accusing the panel of asking him for a list of adult women whom he had sex with over the last 7 years, which is not true. They asked him about underage women, but again, get ready for Matt Gaetz to suggest that the age of consent should be 14 and all drugs should be legal, as long as they're being taken by high school girls. And again, he could just be a bait. They could just be throwing him to the wolves, like burning him, and then he goes and fucking joins the Trump business or the Trump, like as an advisor in the White House or something like that. Not in actual, if he isn't AG, which is very unlikely, I think, they'll give him another position. But it gives him a reason to get out, to resign. That's legit. According to everybody else, so they can't come after him. This would be a dodge. Right? If you want to look at a strategy aspect of why this would be, offer him the AG thing, make a big stink about it. He resigns to take it. That kills the ethics committees, look into him, and then you give him some other position, either in the Trump business or the Trump, in the RNC or in the Trump White House as an advisor, where he does not have to be vetted by the Senate. Or he joins Doge, which, by the way, should be COG, or COG, I guess, the Committee on Government Efficiency, because it's not a department. Departments are funded entities by the House and the Senate. They would have to actually vote on that and create a new department, like the Department of Education. They would have to create the Department of Government Efficiency for Elon Musk to work in it. It would be, so far, it is just what Trump lovingly calls a blue ribbon committee. So there you go. Sorry. Delete. Oh, definitely try to figure out how to keep 10,000, 15. Okay, me too. Okay, so people are asking how to, I got my archive yesterday for Twitter. Let's see. Thank you posting on Blue Sky tonight. Hold on, people. Andrea, they're asking me about archiving your Twitter shit, and 10,000, 15 years worth of tweets, or how to delete them all. Okay, so the first one, people are asking about this, and I'll do this tonight. I've only got a couple minutes left, and I won't be able to get into another video with you guys. But I used delete tweet, and it takes time. Let's see, how to delete tweet. There you go. It's tweet deleter. There's a bunch of them. Yeah, this is the one, I think. Many of these work the same way. Usually let's see. You're only going to need, whatever it is, you're going to need to do unlimited for a month if you've been around for a long time. So no matter what the system is that you're on, this is delete tweet deleter, but they're all the same. They're all basically the same. And you sign up for periods of whatever, you're only going to need the month because that gives you unlimited usually. And then as soon as you're done, you just cancel it. It's cheaper than trying to do, like the lower end one, which only allows you to get rid of like 3,000 tweets a month and yada, yada, yada. You want to dump everything. So this is then an unlimited number of, delete an unlimited number, whatever that is. So for $4 for the month, there's a way to do it materially, but if you want to do it quickly, $4 will save you a lot of time. And there's a bunch of other variants of these, but there's also delete tweet is another one, or tweet delete. This is the other one. Yeah, this is one. And you sign in with your Twitter, right? And by the way, they're going to try to sell you on an annual plan. You don't need it. And you sign up for just 1 month of it. Any of these will do, like I said. You sign in with your X account. You do a search for your post that says like how to delete all these. How do I delete all my tweets? So you go in there and you choose all my, like the search parameters. It goes tweets before a certain date, tweets before a certain month, the last 60 days, whatever you want to do. But you can just do up till all past tweets from this point, and it'll just grind through there and start deleting them. And you, like I said, you only need a 1 month version of any of these to do it, and then you just cancel it. You can also just go through there and manually do it, but if it's a lot of shit, it's a lot of shit. So what you do is just download, go into the settings for your account, download your I'd show it, but it shows like my email and all that kind of stuff that I use, and I don't want to share that on the air because I'm not stupid. But you go into Twitter and you go into your account settings, and there's a setting under account where it says download an archive of the files. Okay, can we coordinate followers to do this on Black Friday? It's a great idea, Mark. Yes. Maybe I'll do a walkthrough of it. I'll make a slide presentation for how to do it, right? And we'll grab all that shit, right? And everybody can download their stuff. So you have you got all the stuff you posted, all the pictures you posted that you might not have saved, and all that kind of stuff. And you will you'll set that at downloading your archive. It takes all your files, all your pictures you've ever posted, all that stuff, and it puts them in one folder in a zip file, and you download it onto your hard drive so you have it. If you want it at all. If you don't, you could just fucking delete your account. You're done. But if you care about any of that stuff, or you wrote stuff that you wanted to remember, or you wanted to keep stuff, or you have DMs from other people that are no longer with us and you would like to keep those things, that kind of stuff, I understand. So this is one of the reasons you do that. You keep everything. You download it, and then as soon as you have that file, which I got this morning, you sign on to one of these things. You ask it to erase everything before a certain date, which would be today, and it will just start erasing them. Takes a little time, but it will do it automatically. And then you're done. Then you're. I canceled the subscription that I used for broadcasting on there. I canceled, and essentially I'm just waiting until it finishes its job of erasing shit, so those files aren't still on their server, so they can keep using them, right? And then I'm gonna deactivate the account. That's it. Done. So I will have done that by the time we get to Black Friday, right? And so I'll walk you guys through it when we do, if that's cool. But it's pretty uncomplicated in that regard. So there is, there's so many things that I think are happening behind the scenes right now in the White House that I don't take for granted, and I'm appreciating that these assholes are getting that far out over their skis. The fact that he's even floating the idea of Matt Gaetz as AG lets you know how much he thought he's won, and that's how much of a fuck up he's going to make, because they're not mitigating any of this. The idea that Thune, becoming Senate Majority Leader is seen as some sort of horrible betrayal. It's like they're acting like Senate Republicans made Hakeem Jeffries the Senate leader, right? That shows you where their head is at, which means they are sniffing glue right now. And they're going to try a bunch of shit that is going to endanger the lives of people. It's going to do a lot of harm. Okay? Rumble Trump's, that's funny. Have you heard of Blue Sky? It's another Twitter is better. Yes, this is what we're doing. We're moving everybody to Blue Sky. That's where you're going. If you like Twitter and you used it, hold on. Boink. Trying to do this here. There we go. Yeah. This is hold on. And this says I'm not signed in. Oh, I know I'm on a different browser, which is just silly. I feel like a big silly. Give me 1 second. And because I don't show my logins. I've learned that the hard way on online, if that's okay with you guys. I believe it was an Edge I'm using. Okay, we'll see. I think so. Yes. BSKY. There we go. There we go. Now I recognize it. Okay, here we go. So here's the site now. This, you'll notice this looks a shit ton like Twitter does, except it's got a little blue butterfly up here. But all you got to do to find me on there is go halsparks.com, @halsparks.com. You don't have to do a big fucking, gaggly name on there. Look, Maddo. There she is. We'll follow her. Although her thing should be just Maddo Show, on using the real one. I don't know why these people don't have their own fucking full name. But anyways, @halsparks.com, you'll find me on here. If you just do a search, that's what my account looks like. Boink, see that? Instead of having a BSKY .social name, all you got to do is go @halsparks.com. You know why? Because I'm a fucking nerd. That's why. And this will be the new verification, just so you know, for folks. Okay? And so you could tell this is real because I own halsparks.com. That's my name. That's my site. And it's verified through that site, right? So you can confirm it. The major already has an imposter. He's got a fake account on there. So that's one of the reasons why we got to get him in there. It's Richard Ojeda 2A, like Second Amendment. Somebody went in there and fucked around. It's going to be real important. And anybody who's thanking me, I'm giving a boost to, and thank you for that. That's really awesome. All I ask is that when you join Blue Sky, you tag me when you tell other people about it, so that I get credit for helping you find the place. Yeah. How C-listers have personal and professional accounts. You'll understand that one day. Yeah, but I won't. I'll have to do it from afar. And also, I just have a professional account, and that's it. I'm a fucking professional. The kidney will be on Blue Sky. I have heard that. It is true.
The kidney has a very special place in the heart.
Oh. Yes, report any fake Hal Sparks. This is the only one, and this is the only me. This is me. This is it. This is the only one. It's verified and everything. I prove positive that it's me because I own the URL. This is me. This is me saying that's me. That's the only way it works. If there's any other, dot anything else, it's bullshit. So there you go. Hope Dark Brandon stays with us too for the next 4 years. Well, yes, we'll find our own way to make sure Dark Brandon sticks around. But so in the meantime, hop over to Blue Sky if you're on Twitter. If you like Twitter and you've used Twitter in the past and you want the same kind of stuff that old Twitter used to be like before fucking Elon Musk rolled in and stank the joint up, before he clogged the toilet, you'll like Blue Sky. And because of the nature of the architecture, you can move your shit somewhere else if it ever goes south in a way that you don't have to. You don't have the ability to do with Twitter. Okay. So there you go. All right, now I got to go because Summer and I are going to go see Lionel Richie tonight. I think she got tickets for it. So isn't that lovely? I mean, hello. You know, I intend to be dancing on the ceiling. We'll see. But yeah, she got tickets through a friend, so we're gonna go see that because that's, you know, we keep forgetting we live in Vegas. So wish me luck, and I will see you guys. Yeah, I think the show goes all night long, all night, all night, all night long, all night.